Alrighty, guys. It is 3:30. It is Monday, November 24th, first day of Thanksgiving week. And we have a massive monster rally on our hands, I would say. Pretty monster, but pretty freaking good, I would say. We are way up here. We have been starting to retrace some of these single prints. Not quite retraced all of it, but we are well up in territory, which makes it possible for us to maybe keep this momentum going. So. I'm going to be optimistic and stay on the long side of this, at least going into the overnight. I think the closer the track is going to be up here at the 67, 65s. And next edge to get past is going to be that 6,800. That's going to be the big one. If you get past that one, I think we may be in pretty good shape. But maybe the Santa rally will come to terms after all. But right now, we are looking at a market which is been trying to trade higher. It kind of ran out a little bit of gas here towards the end. They've just been churning for a bit. I haven't really tried a whole lot more. I tried one more since the last update. I haven't tried any more trades on the Nasdaq, and I'm just watching this whole thing churning. Right, you had a lot of false starts, retest, potential failure here at the 2 o'clock hour. Would have worked if you were patient. But that was pretty much it. I was not paying attention at the time. I was thinking long side of the market, so stepping in front of this one up here wasn't quite what I was thinking, especially since you're not quite up here at resistance yet. So looks like the edge is a little bit lower at 67.29 to 30, and that's kind of where they actually stalled in that retest failure. But so far, I mean, we're not really pulling back, so I would start the overnight looking to buy weakness. I think the first edge is going to be down here at the 67.10, 67.90, 66.95s, rotations back up. If the trade below that, this edge here, the 66.85, we are back range bound. I'll take off the long bias, but initially looking to buy against these two edges, maybe down here to the 66.85s, rotations up. I've not taken any ES trades today. I took three Nasdaq trades, and all of them were late in the after the initial run up, because the run up here in the morning was pretty sloppy. It's not by any means an obvious. It did work out, but I mean this swinging back and forth very difficult to trade this area here. Start slowing down, let firm up a little bit, but still pretty range bound, slopping around. Finally, an attempt to take it higher. Now, if you try to get long on that one and you didn't take profit, this one would have knocked you out. So, and if you were patient waiting for that reverse retest for an entry, you would be in a much better shape. But that is the trick of trading, right? If you know, after the fact, it's always easy to say what you could have done, right? But it's at the time you had to just kind of make sure you're staying on the long side of it, looking for a pullback to get long. Avoid buying the run up unless you're willing trading for a shorter burst of activity. Sometimes it keeps going. Sometimes yes, rotate down. Nasdaq is notorious for just coming back down and retracing and knocking stuff out. So. But the trades I took on the Nasdaq was that short trade up here against the little resistance area, and tried another short trade up here. A couple of short trades. One was a small loser, one was a small winner. So I'm down I'm up 17 right now on these three contracts. I have not tried to be cuter than that. And of course, then it just kind of burst a couple of bars up and then just goes sideways again. So that makes it difficult to do anything when that's happening. But it's to the upside, and if you can see here, after that it burst up here. Here's a few of my trades. It'll burst up here. It didn't do much. It's been slopping around, faking you out on the upside, on the downside, and it's just been a mess. So when it does start doing that stuff, I just kind of stop because you're just not getting anywhere with it. It's just kind of faking you out and then basically getting you shaken out of the trade. If you're fading the edges, it's still fairly volatile. But I took three trades. I'm up 17 so far, and that's kind of it. Not a huge showing in trying to get on bigger trades, but it did not quite work out. This would have been a nice entry for a failure trade, though. Would have been a pretty nice entry, but it wasn't going to happen. And then finally, bonds. Bond market. Let me see, where is my bond? There's my bond. Absolutely boring. Nothing's going on. A slow drift to the upside. We talked about the retest failure setting up here at the 22s. But you can see here, they drifted 1, 2, 3 ticks higher, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ticks lower. It's so slow. I mean, you have to be, I don't know, have a patience level you had to do that. But that is pretty crazy stuff. So range bound, not much happening on the bottom. It looks like the bond market fell asleep. That's what it looks like. Back to the ES. So I would just stay range bound in the bond market. Back to the ES now. A quick look at oil. Not because I'm trading it right now, but you see oil is trading higher. They've been to the upside, but not still holding in the range, still solidly below $60 a barrel. So that's oil. And then looking at gold. Real quick, let me find my gold chart. NASDAQ, there's my gold chart. Where are you? There you are. Here's my gold chart. And you can see that the gold is popping a little bit back after this 4130 attractor. So a little bit of action on gold, but I wouldn't say definitely to the upside today. As I said, I stopped following them from a trading perspective. It's been too choppy. It is not happening. It's too sloppy, or it's just too crazy. So I just kind of stay away from it. At least for now. I mean, I think there's plenty of opportunities the way it looks in these other markets. All right, so that's oil and gold. We're back to the ES. So starting from the long side of the market, looking to buy weakness, rotations up. And the NASDAQ, I forgot to say on the NASDAQ the levels for the pullbacks. We talked about that on the ES. So real quick on the NASDAQ here. The pullbacks on the NASDAQ is going to be against that ledge here at the 24,900s. This guy is going to be against that ledge at the 830s. This one probably going to go away, and then probably an edge around here about 24,700s. Rotation out. If it's not trading below that 700s, I think we may be taking off the long bias and looking for a downward rotation at that point. But let's see. Let's see if we can get some action or some traction to the upside. All right, guys, we'll leave it there, and I'll see you back at bright and early, 8 to 5 tomorrow morning. You guys have a good evening. Later.